ready to shake things up with all things spookable. You may call me Loop Garu, and I am here to share my opinions on movies, TV shows, and books. I say let's shake things up because my thoughts don't always match popular opinion. And as I said, we're going to discuss all things spookable because with Samhain, or as Supernatural like to call it, Sam Haim, or for those of you who have never seen Supernatural or are pagan and know Samhain, Halloween is approaching. So I'm going to tackle that which I feel is scary. This is an interesting topic, especially for me, because not everyone has the same fears. And not all things that scare me in one context will scare me in another. Take zombies. I loathe zombie movies. But I can watch Shaun of the Dead until I can't breathe because I laugh so hard. Go figure. Though I will watch the original Resident Evil because at the very end, you briefly see Jason's eyes. And I mean Jason Isaacs. And later on, I will be doing a video for everyone, new and old, about my flavors, who they are, maybe how I would compare them to an actual flavor, and basically what they are in a context that won't make you laugh if you have a dirty mind. My camera woman is laughing because I'm betting she doesn't understand why. She just said she had a dirty mind, and I don't doubt that. Now, no movie with a clown is watchable for me. I don't care what context. I have clownophobia, the fear of clowns. So any movie with a clown, no matter how joyful it's supposed to be, is a horror movie. Because I don't like clowns. But the traditional slasher movies, the Nightmares on Elm Street, the Halloweens, the Friday the 13th, me? Don't jump, don't scream, don't even bat an eye. Why? Because they are boring, cookie cutter shows that may have had an original premise. Like, take Nightmare on Elm Street. A monster that kills you in your sleep. That is fundamentally terrifying. However, he got denigrated to a cliche. Yes, the first movie was good. The first movie was brilliant. I still didn't find it scary, but I found it infinitely more entertaining than all its sequels. The original Halloween. Great preface. Great premise. Again, lost its appeal after all its sequels and all its remakes. Friday the 13th, same deal. Yet, like I said, I never found them scary. Why? Because I am former security, and even when I was younger, I was always thinking about how to defend myself or my family or my friends. So I watch this movie and think, okay, I have weapons A, B, C, and D at my disposal. Wait until he walks past and right to the back of the neck. You can't get up after someone takes your head off. I don't care who you are. And then for good measure, you just torch the corpse. End of Voorhees. End of Myers. And my mind is my mind. Even when I was younger and did have nightmares about Freddy Krueger, he never scared me because I would literally look him in the face and say, "This is my mind, get out." He even tried to turn some of my original characters against me. And I went, "Guys, sick 'em." I never had nightmares about Freddy Krueger again. Because guess what? It's my mind. Nobody takes control of my mind but me. Who would have thought? Now you're wondering if the horror slashers that are supposed to be uber scary don't scare me. What does? The psychological. Psycho scared the daylights out of me. The original Psycho scared the daylights out of me. The Birds scared the daylights out of me. Vertigo scared the daylights out of me. And all of these are psychological. All of these mess with your emotions. Things about the supernatural scare me because there have been times when I have been home alone and I have heard thumps from inside the house. And when I go to investigate, something's out of place, but nothing could have moved it. So that scares me. My camera woman just did, ooh, ghosts. It's so funny. I love playing off of her. You'll find. Now, I don't like dentists either. I have a massive fear of the dentist. So any movie or television show that shows a dentist as the antagonist already has a mark against it. It will automatically hit my no button. I was watching a later Robert Englund flick. And don't ask me its name, I forgot. But basically a bunch of criminals were in an insane asylum. And Robert was the caretaker of the asylum. Well, one of the criminals that wasn't caught broke in and released the criminals. That wouldn't have been so bad, except that before she broke out her friends and father, she convinced the local town to do a haunted house based off of these people. So this insane asylum left the asylum and immediately went into this haunted house. One of the insane criminals was a dentist. I was so scared I started crying. I don't do that. Even when I was a kid, I didn't do that. So that tells you just how scared of dentists I am. Like I said, who'd have thunk? Big, brave little me. But why do I find such things scary? Because like it or not, there have been cases of evil clowns. Just look back a couple of years when people were dressing up as clowns and scaring the bejesus out of others. There have been cases in the news of dentists who have been evil. Not to the degree of that particular movie, but still, they've been the antagonist. And they hit on reality. They could happen in real life. A Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees or even a Leatherface, they are so blatant in what they do, they would be caught almost immediately. Or taken out by an angry mob almost immediately. But a Hannibal Lecter type criminal. Calm, cool, collected, blends into society, hides for years. That's scary. Because he could be your neighbor. He could be your bus driver. You never know. That is scary for me. And there was a movie that I watched. It was 1974's It's Alive. It scared a lot of people back in the 70s because it was about a pregnant woman who gave birth to a monstrous child. Well, as I said in my last video, I have children. So I happened to watch It's Alive while I was pregnant. You think I was scared? No. I bawled because I felt so much sympathy for that poor baby just trying to get to its family. And it being vilified literally because it was different and people were trying to keep it away from those that should love it. The same rings true for 1988's Pumpkinhead. I bawled my eyes out for that one too. Granted, Pumpkinhead was freaky looking. He was. But at his heart, he was a wretchedly hurt individual who had condemned themselves to seek vengeance or justice, depending on how they wanted to look at it, against some wrong that was committed against them. And that the only way he could be summoned is by the person who wanted to take his place. That is why I cried my eyes out, because it wasn't until Lance Hendrickson's character realized that the only way to stop what he summoned was to stop himself, because it was his grief and his pain. It's like, that's horrifying and sad. Because how many people out there would lose somebody in a horrific accident and, if they could, seek revenge any way possible? It's kind of like Pet Sematary. But instead of the person being connected to that which is brought back, that which is brought back literally reiterates that which is dead should stay dead. Because they came back twisted and unnatural because they were no longer tethered to the land of the living. I liked the original Pet Sematary. It was just the right amount of on your seat, suspenseful, but it wasn't over the top campy. And then Cujo, it made me cry because that poor dog was so neglected beforehand that instead of getting its nose looked at after it was bitten, its owner literally just let him run around and do whatever he wanted until a curable disease drove him insane. So I went from talking about all things spookable to things that make me cry. Who'd have thought that too? And don't get me wrong, I love reading thrilling books. And contrary to some beliefs, if you give them a chance, R.L. Stine's Goosebumps, I don't care if they're young adult readers, they are still written in such a way, specifically Werewolf of Fever Swamp, One Night in Horrorland, and then there was another one. It was about camp. That they were written in such a way that it's like, oh, that's freaky. And then the one about the camp had a twist. I think it was Welcome to Camp Nightmare. And it's like, yeah, we're going to Camp Night Moon. It was an awesome book. I still have them. I still read them because they are written. Yeah, they're written for a younger audience. But they're written in a semi-plausible way. And that is my opinion on all things Spookable. Feel free to disagree. Give me your opinion on what you find scary and why. Let me know if you'll actually give some of what I've talked about a chance or if you'll look at them differently. But find the like button and tend to whatever wounds it may have acquired from being battered so hard by other people. And rescue the subscribe button from the zombies. But remember, kindness is the key to understanding. So be kind to me, be kind to each other, and let me know your thoughts in the comments.